I'm live. Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. It's live stream time, and I've got to get things set up. So let me do that while you guys are getting here. Let me turn this on. Okay, there's always a couple things I need to do for those of you that are always here. Excuse me. You know that there's a couple things that I've always got to do. If you're just getting here and you want to know how to join the live stream and be with me live, right underneath the video in the description, it shows the Zoom ID and passcode. So you just go to Zoom and click basically join a room, and then you enter that information. And there you go. Also, I'm putting in underneath the Discord server. So that is there. And I'm going to add the new channel, the JeffMara NDE clips. And that is, let me find something to find that. And that is an NDE only channel. And I would think that that you guys already know that this is not an NDE only channel, because I want to post every single day, and I think it's impossible if I'm going to post every single day and have a NDE only channel. That makes sense. Uh-oh, this is a mess now. What did I do? Discord. I think that should be like that. Okay, NDE JeffMara clips. And then that's that. So that's all there. All right, let me see if you guys are here. It's weird because I'm not, it's weird being alone on my end, just seeing you guys in the chat. And yes, you're here. So we have Mini Rapunzel. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello. Share Christ. Hello. D Bulger. Hello. Mary Dawn Pafford. Hello. I'm great. Thank you. Madiak. Hello. Penny. Hello. Brian Carlson. Hello from New York State. White Dove Houston in Houston. All right. She's not too far from me. Trey B. Hello. And Penny's in the UK. And Fern Schaefer from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Go, hello. Bev Wilson, hello. So hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. We already got 2 people here, so I guess we'll jump right into it. I've had 3 really good podcasts that I think you guys are going to like, and I have those to start sharing with you for the next 3 days, and I'll talk about that when we have a chance. And so we've got 2 people here already. That's cool. We got Merlin here. Now, Merlin's going to give us a reading. If anybody's here, Merlin has been here for the last 2 weeks giving us readings. So if you want a reading from Merlin, you have a question for Merlin, you might want to write it down in the chat so we can get our weekly readings from Merlin. Hello, Merlin.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. I think I've seen that I've kind of checked up into the Discord and saw that you doing readings in Discord now.
Yeah, I was able to do 2. I have somebody else waiting on Friday, but they're 6 hours ahead, so we have to work around that. So that's why I would have done it sooner, but things popped up, so I can get to him Friday.
Cool. So what days are you in Discord doing this?
Well, I'm trying to get it where it's like Tuesdays and Fridays.
Right.
That'll be ideal to do.
All right, so there you got it, guys. He's there Tuesdays and Fridays. If you want to get a free reading with him, you can look into that. The Discord link is below in the description, and it's free to join Discord. Once you create your profile, you can click on the link, and then if you go to my room, within my room there's like 3 rooms. It'll say like general, chat, and services, and I think the services part where Merlin is posting, and that's where we you can chat with him more there. All right, so let me see. Maria wants to know what state she should move to. Now, whoever else wants a reading, I need actual questions for Merlin. I guess we'll do 3 again. One of them is, what state should Maria move to?
Okay.
And I'll take the next 2 questions. So what cards are you using today?
This is the fairy deck. I feel comfortable with these and the angel decks, but I have more. I have Rider-Waite. I have giant size Rider-Waite version as well. I have Nightmare Before Christmas. I never use those. Those are more like collector's
Christmas.
Yeah. They're more for like collector's item type of thing. I don't use them for tarot. So what state should she move to?
All right, so I've got my 2 questions so far is, again, what state should she move to? And someone asked,
is she thinking about someplace warm? Is that what she's thinking about? Because 8 of Summer jumped out.
8, okay. Maria, what did you say jumped out?
8 of Summer.
So that means it's a warm place in the south. In the Sun Belt.
Probably. But what is she saying?
I don't know. Let's see. It's like a little bit of a delay. So that to me means Maria, it looks like it's mini Rapunzel. I'm so sorry. Let me scroll back up here. No, it's Maria. So she said warm is okay. So that to me means Texas, Florida, Arizona. Well, I mean, basically anywhere in the southern part.
It popped up with another card, with an eagle card in reverse as well. So, and if it was in the upright, she would feel like she's being trapped. If it was upright, she would have that feeling of trap. But she's not really feeling trapped. I don't believe. She's thinking about. I think someplace warm would be ideal, because 8 of Summer jumped out along with eagle in reverse. So clear. So she's got her head on straight. So whatever decision she feels best, she should go with that. But I'm thinking someplace warm would be ideal for her based on these cards.
And that was called 8 of Summer?
Correct. Summer in the fairy deck is cups. So 8 of cups.
8 of cups.
Right.
Okay.
But I was looking at it because summer, and it had like this person walking towards sunlight, toward the warmth is what I'm feeling. So yeah.
All right.
So
someone else wanted to know, she said, is my Bruno okay? I guess, that's someone she's...
Okay.
Is my Bruno? That's from D. Bulger. Can I ask how my Bruno is doing? Happy Saturday, Joyce.
Okay. Is her Bruno? Bruno. Her Bruno, okay. I got the 7 of Winter. Popped out. Winter is swords in the fairy deck, and there is a better choice: not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. So that's not really getting an answer for Bruno, but maybe this makes sense to her in some way. Like maybe you're not, I don't know, maybe there's someone or something, or you're not thinking clearly about some situation. I'm not sure. But based on that, maybe that means something to her. I'm not sure. It's not really like, I know we're pressed for time, but if she wants some more in depth, I'll be on Discord.
Okay.
So I can give her a better thing that way.
All right. We'll pick one last one. Fern Schaefer. She just said nothing in particular, just whatever message the cards give him. Not sure what that means.
Okay. She just wants a general reading.
Right. Thank you,
Okay.
Shelley.
All right.
Hello, Melissa.
General. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Okay. This is what they want me to tell her. It's a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna interpret it real quick and get a general idea going on. Okay, there's a sun card in here, which is very, very light, vibrant, positivity, but also a lot of sadness with the 9 of winter. She got the 7 of summer. So you're done procrastinating the situation because you're going back and forth between emotions, it feels like. And you got the Ace of Winter in reverse. There's a lot of challenges that you're facing right now. You're facing some kind of type of hardship, it seems like, with this hand, and you need to find your strength again with the strength card over here in reverse as well. So it's like up and down mood. There's like something she's trying to fight through something, it seems, because the 9 of winter is 9 of swords, so you feel like betrayal type of energy. But you got to find your strength again, but you still are able to stay positive with the sun. So that's what I'm getting right here, all in a nutshell. Because that's how many, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards jumped out on that. So that's what I'm getting. So what is she saying?
All right, Fern, I hope that means something to you. For you, someone asked, where is Discord? If you look in the Discord, is what you have to just go to discord.com, download it for free, and then the link to my room is in the description.
My Monster Gold energy drink.
Monster Gold. All right. So what do you got?
Oh, yeah.
You got anything interesting for us this week here, Merlin? Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, unless you got any pressing questions, I might want to I can talk for forever, really. Let's see, the big one, the Schumann resonance. I've been too busy to check it because I've been doing all kinds of things and posting different platforms and stuff like that, and personal life too. But the Schumann resonance, it's a very big indicator, I believe. I mean, if you want to do it scientifically, yes, lightning affects it, fluctuates. I'm thinking we're all connected to the Earth's magnetic field, and when people get a collective energy going, like fear and stuff like that, it adds to the Schumann resonance, I feel like. And, so where it may be jumping sometimes, and it can like affect people's mental states. People maybe sometimes they won't be able to handle it. And time may start going by fast one day. You're like, how did it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, like 5 minutes ago, it seems like, because everything's speeding up. So it fluctuates. I think it's connected to the collective consciousness. That's just my theory.
Didn't you mention that last week? Is it human resonance?
Yeah.
What is the website to check on that?
Well, you can just type in right now, Schumann resonance tracker or something like that, and it should take you a couple of sites. But if you keep up with like Rex Bear Link Project, he talks about it too on his thing about the Schumann resonance. So whatever website he goes to is probably the best one to go. But you can just ideally just type it in, and it should take you to the website that tracks that type of thing.
Weren't you saying last week that like some stuff was popping up on it that may have some big events in the near future?
Yeah. I had a dream about the trident still breaking. I had no idea what it meant. I was scared for about a couple of days. This was in 2020. Okay. Then Jacob Israel started talking about how Ukraine's crest is a trident, right? And so I'm thinking it's all connected, because it's just too much of a coincidence for it not to be connected. So I was like, whoa, wow. But my dream, it wasn't a person, it was more like a feeling and images, a strong presence. And it says, warn people, tell them to prepare. And I was like, okay, another bad dream. Because I fall asleep to paranormal stuff all the time. So I was just thinking it was like one of those things, But yeah, but I feel like we still have time to reverse something. If something catastrophic was going to occur, I think we can avoid it. If the right people make the right decisions, that's people in power. So but we can fight it spiritually. There's like evil forces, like call them lower vibrations, higher vibrations. Okay, so it's like at a impasse. Okay, so but we can stay high vibe, go outside, walk barefoot. They call it grounding. You can do stuff like that. Raise your mood, raise your own personal mood, that type of thing. I think will help a lot of people because we're in a time like never before, and people are having a hard time to cope with everything going on. But we got to stay strong, stay positive, and keep up the good fight spiritually inside ourselves.
Yeah.
So
that's good words.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, brother. I'm gonna run along to the next person. Thanks for popping in this week, and I hope we see you again next week.
Sir.
All right.
Oh yes, absolutely. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. So that was Merlin. If you want to catch him more in Discord, he is there. And I think someone asked me, where is Discord? And again, Discord is a free thing that you download, and then you can get the link to my room underneath. And next we got Tara. And I don't know if she pronounces it Tara or Tara. We'll find out. And there's open space. So if you want to join, there's space for you to go ahead and join. There's space now. So we'll see what's going on here. There she is. She's halfway there. We see her, we just don't hear her yet. It's going to take a minute for her sound to turn on. I wonder if she hears me. Maybe. Maybe not. I like the way her room is painted. I like that gray. It looks nice. I want to ask her about that. Here she comes.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Hi.
You have 3 boxes, and I never know which one is to press. So this is only my second time being with you. Last time I was with you back in October.
Wow.
And yeah.
Thanks.
I'm in New York.
Wow. Congratulations. I was wondering, while I was waiting, I was commenting that I like the color that they painted that room. It looks nice. And now I guess you're in a hotel room.
I am in a hotel room in Midtown Manhattan.
Wow.
And we've been here since Wednesday, and we've been having an absolute blast. It's like London on steroids.
Yeah.
Amazing. Went to Liberty, Statue of Liberty today. Mm-hmm. But I knew that what I wanted to speak to you most of the time. I can't stay awake till 1 a.m. I'm terrible. I'm that age. But I knew that I was going to be in New York, and I thought, it'd be early enough for me to give it a go. And I've got 2 very quick stories, if you're happy for me to explain.
Sure. 1 second. Can you point us out the window and let us see the skyscrapers there?
I'll see. It's quite dark. Hang on a sec.
Oh, it's dark already, but yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Yes. I'm in the Hilton.
Right. That's right. I forgot you're an hour ahead of me, so it's already getting dark there.
That's right. So
all right. Do you know what a black and white cookie is?
Ooh, no, I don't.
That's my absolute favorite cookie, and they're especially delicious in New York. You can Google it. It's like a giant cookie, and half of it is vanilla icing and half of it is chocolate icing. It's called a black and white cookie. I mean, probably everybody knows. If you just Google, there's some place, because my son and I, we used to try to make them together, and there was some place that a guy was, if you go on YouTube and you probably put like the best black and white cookies somewhere there in Manhattan, you can go and like get amazing ones. So that's my suggestion.
I'm going to go because I love cookies. I love chocolate. So that's my thing.
Perfect.
Basically, I've got 2 stories that happened about 2 weeks ago. So the first one was, I was traveling because I travel for my job. I was on the motorway, and I stopped to get a drink, and I did something that I never normally do. I had the lid off. Normally, I always have a lid on my drink. Anyway, I had the lid off. I had it next to me, and I was driving on the motorway, very busy. And as I lifted the drink, it sort of hit something, and in the periphery of my eye, I could see all the drink. It's almost like slow motion coming over as if it was going to, all this hot coffee was going to go all over me. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it went, all of it went back into the cup. And I was looking for the drink, mm-hmm. and it wasn't anywhere, not on my clothes, on my seat. And I could have killed myself. And as I looked onto the dial, the petrol dial, it said 111. So
Oh, that's
that was,
awesome.
I thought, oh my God, I've been saved by my angels. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really thought I could have died, because if the drink had gone on me, I'd have panicked, I would have swerved, I'd have gone all over the place. So that was that. And that for me was pretty amazing, because I had the number 111 come up. So the second thing that happened was about the weekend. My sister came to stay with me, and she said, do you fancy going to a spiritualist church in Swindon? And I said, yes, I've never been to a spiritualist church. So I thought, yeah, brilliant, bring it on. So I drove there on a Saturday night, and as I was going there, I was thinking, anyone come in, relatives, you know, I'd love to hear from you. But I didn't have a burning urge to hear from anyone, but I just thought as I was going there, I'd call them in. Anyway, we got there, and we sat at the back, and they had an amazing medium, and he went around and he was giving incredibly accurate readings to all these people who really needed, needed to be heard and needed questions answered and closure. And I was like amazed by it. And I was sitting there thinking, someone's been smoking here. I'm surprised, because I didn't think we were smoking indoors these days, but it was a very strong smell of smoke. Anyway, let it go. And eventually it all ended. We didn't get called, and that was fine, because, I didn't have a burning urge to, see my relatives. But as we walked out, I turned to my sister and I said, can you smell the smoke? Someone's been really, smoking. And she said, I can't smell anything. I said, you're joking. Can't you smell? It's really, really strong smell of cigarette smoke. And she said, no, I really can't smell anything. And I suddenly thought, oh my God, my grandmother is here with me. Because she was a cigarette smoker, 60 a day cigarette smoker. Wow. And she couldn't smell anything, but I could smell. And since I last saw you, I'd got COVID and I lost my sense of smell quite badly. It only come back a little bit, but I smelt this smell really, really powerfully. And I just knew it must be my grandmother coming, just saying hello. So that's why I needed to come and talk to you.
Well, that's, it's interesting that you mentioned that. And let me see if I can find this, because I did a podcast today with a gentleman that he's had an NDE, and it's a interesting story and an interesting NDE. So I hope you guys will like it, but he's also become a medium afterwards. And give me 1 second. I should be able to find it here. What is the name of he went to the Spiritualist College in England. And I'm trying to find out what is the name of that college, but it looks like Hogwarts from Harry Potter. And he even said when he got out of the car, when he was there, he was like, this is like being at Harry Potter. And I don't know if you've heard of that. It's called the Arthur Findlay College. Have you heard of the Arthur Findlay College in England? It's a spiritual, if you look it up, Findlay.
Talking about a circle or something.
It's in Essex.
Oh, in Essex. Oh, it's got a little bit of away from me, but yeah, I'd love to go to one of these places and see.
If you guys Google the Arthur Findlay College, it looks like something out of Harry Potter. And he was also saying, because he also does the spirit box, and we were talking about the spirit box, and he says that when you have a bunch of people together, more spirits, I guess that's what he's saying, more spirits will come. So it made me think of that if this medium was there doing for all these people, that maybe it attracted all these beings, people, spirits to come, it was attractive, and then that's how maybe your grandmother found you.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt about it, because I had such a strong, because my sense of smell is not good because of the COVID, and this was pungent. And my grandmother's kitchen always stank of cigarettes. I loved it in a way because I loved her, but it was strong. So I was convinced, and I'm definitely going to go back there again. So but thank you. It's been brilliant talking to you again.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Well, have a great holiday in New York, and
we're here
get a good piece of a New York pizza while you're there. And
I've had loads.
You had
brilliant.
A lot. we're gonna fill you up with food. You're gonna go home 10 pounds heavier.
I am. Thank you so much,
All right,
Jeff. It's
thank
lovely
you.
to see you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers. All right. All right, so that was pretty cool. Not only did she see, the coffee didn't go all over her, then she saw 111. So what do you guys think about that? All right, so we have 150 people here. And that means at least should be 1.5 people waiting to see me. Just at 1%, 10% would be like there'd be 15 of you ready to get in. So I wish there was even 10%, but I'm doing low numbers, which is 1%. So I'll tell you about the guests next week. So that was one of them. I recorded it today with a very nice guy. Yeah, he had that NDE. I was trying to remember, gosh, he had a massive heart attack, a widowmaker heart attack, and he's one of the lucky 5 that survived and had an NDE and came back, and then he became a medium, and this was only 5 years ago. So that was one. 2 days ago, I recorded with one of the co-writers of the film What the Bleep Do I Know, and I don't know if you guys have seen that movie What the Bleep Do I Know, but that's all about merging spirituality and science. It's a famous movie. Anyways, her name is Betsy Chassie, and like I said, she is one of the writers. It was 2 guys that started working on the movie. One was a scientist and one was like a spiritual guy, and then she was the 3rd person, and they all worked on it together. And she has a lot of knowledge. It was really interesting talking to her. And she's also an author, and I don't know if she's a bestseller. I think she might be a best-selling author as well. So we talked about her new projects. We talked about the movie What the Bleep, and we talked about her new book, or I guess it's not really that new. I think it's about a year old, and her new project that she's working on. So I think if you've seen the movie, you will be interested in it, and if you haven't, you'll still be interested in it, because she's, when making that movie, she was telling me that she interviewed all these people like Joe Dispenza and whoever else. They had 95 hours of interviews, and they had to trim down 95 hours of interviews into a 2-hour movie. So that's pretty, not only sitting on those, but going over that information over and over again to create a movie. It's pretty astonishing. And so that's her. And then I have another NDE that I think it's ready to go, which is a good NDE as well. And well, I guess they're all good, but this is a woman that she drowned and came back. And that one should go up tomorrow. So and I think you guys will like that. So those are the next 3 days: Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. On Monday, I'm recording even another NDE with a man, and I spoke to him on the phone today. We were talking about it. And he is 85 now, and he had his NDE at, I think, 18. So that's been over 50 years. 50-something years. I think he said 56 years since his NDE. And so it was interesting because he told me that he's I guess he's seen lots and lots of NDE videos, but he said he saw one of mine recently that really resonated with him. And I guess for him watching that, he felt like the woman had, a similar type of NDE that he did. And I think he said that she almost described it in the same words he did. So that was pretty cool. And it's pretty cool to hear that, because I've done so many, and every one of them's different, obviously, and I'm sure this one's different, but to start finding some that are more similar or closely the same is even cooler. So those are my next 3. Let's see, what else do I have coming up for this week? I gotta record another NDE on Tuesday. and Thursday. And Friday, I'm not sure what that's about. I should have wrote my notes. And next Saturday in NDE, I think I told you guys last Saturday that I got a famous guy, Andy Thomas, that I'm going to have on in a couple weeks, and we're going to go over crop circles. And I'm going to have in another couple weeks Dr. Anup Kumar. I had him on before, and we talked about his spiritual awakening, and he's an emergency room physician, and he's going to be back, and he started a podcast basically, in my opinion, about medical miracles. So I think that's pretty cool, and we're going to talk about some of his medical miracles that he's interviewed. I am unstoppable. Thank you, Karen. Let's see. Who else would be interesting for me to tell you about who's coming on? Anybody that you might know? I'm just kind of popping through here quickly. And not that I know of yet. Not that I know of yet. Anybody you know. So that's what I've been working on. That's what we have coming up. Again, if you have not, I have a new NDE only channel, because I think some of you out there only want to see NDEs. Then you can go to that channel, JeffMara NDE Clips. Or if you just like to watch the NDE and you don't care about the intro and the questions, you'd only want to spend, 10 minutes watching an NDE and then move on. That's what those are. As well as what's pretty cool is, even for me, is going back through my back catalog, because I've been going through those and cutting those out and putting them up and watching them again. And a lot of you weren't here from the beginning, so you may have never even seen those NDEs. So you may enjoy seeing those. And it's even kind of cool for me as well, is because I've learned a lot doing this podcast. And so now that I know a lot more than I did when I had the interview, it's interesting rewatching it again from my viewpoint now. Let's see. Somebody said something. Ever try to contact Bruce Grayson? I think so, and I wasn't able to get him. So that's one thing is, and I mentioned that last week, that once I get bigger, I think when I get to about 100,000 subscribers, I should be able to get anybody that I want, or, well, any of the bigger people or the well-known people. Like, to me, he's a well-known name. And so when we get that level, well-known people will be more willing to come on. And then if we get to 1 million subscribers, they'll be probably, I won't even be asking them. They'll be asking me, and we'll probably get all kinds of people. I mean, and then we might start moving to, like, celebrities will come out of the closet and probably want to tell their paranormal stories and come on. And I was talking about that with somebody the other day, about that there's celebrities that are kind of coming out on a TV show now telling their paranormal stories. So we might get, not to say a celebrity's more important than anybody else, it's just more well known, and we might get them on the show as well. So that's something we're working on. All right, I'm still waiting for somebody to come and share. And while we're waiting, I've been checking the news for you guys, because I don't have many new health things. I had told you guys that I had been doing Ramadan, and today is the last day. Tomorrow is, I believe, what they call Eid. And I lost you guys. There we are. So tomorrow, I think today's the last day, and tomorrow it's over. But I kind of want to keep doing it. I was telling my wife that I might keep doing it like twice a week. And I read somewhere or I saw a video that somebody recommended still do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the 14th and 15th of the month. And for those of you that don't know, and that's the Muslim month of the year, Ramadan, and during that month, one of the things they do is they do not eat or drink from sun up to sundown. And so that's what I've been up to on that. So I guess tomorrow I can party. I can go crazy and eat all day. Not that I want to. All right. So while I'm waiting for you guys, what makes this show go on the live stream is having you guys come and share. So if you're on the fence, you should come and share. Otherwise, you're all watching me. And I looked up some news stories and I posted it on the JeffMara podcast. And if you don't know about that, I mean, the JeffMara podcast Facebook page, I have a Facebook page. I think if you just go to @JeffMara podcast, you'll find me. Or if you just search it on Facebook, you'll find me. It's for the show. And if you want to write to me, that's one of the easiest ways to write to me, because a lot of people want to recommend guests to me and stuff, so they'll catch me there and say, hey, will you see, Dr. So-and-so or whatever, just like someone just said there. Peter, I've lost, I think, about 9 pounds. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, I found some interesting news articles that I thought I would share with you guys. And there is here's one of the articles. UFO experts believe that seagulls are alien spies. And I think the expert is Nick Pope. I didn't read all of it. I just kind of glanced through it. But yeah, the expert is identified as Nick Pope, who worked as a government advisor on alien issues. And he explained that if aliens want to hack in and control a living organism or construct a drone that's a perfect mimic, it would be best to choose something ordinary and ubiquitous like a seagull, something you wouldn't normally pay much attention to, perhaps. But all the time it would be spying on us, recording everything, and sending information about us back to the alien homeworld. So we'll see. You guys can comment on that, what you think about that. This was in thestar.com. And I don't think they agreed. I don't think they agreed with him. In the article, they are saying that, well, I'm not saying this fellow needs a drug test, but why would aliens entrust sensitive intel gathering to Liridae seabirds who lose their mind in the presence of French fries? So you might like that article. All right, I'll get to another one in a few minutes. We got somebody, Lali Lazava. And I lost you guys. There we are. So tomorrow, I think today's the last day. And Lolly, do you hear me? I kind of want to keep doing it. I was telling my wife that I might keep doing it like twice. I'm going to mute Lolly. And Lolly, you there? Ah, there we go.
Yes.
There you are. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
Oh, now I can see you. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
From Brooklyn. You just see the other woman that's she's in Manhattan.
I know. I heard that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
This is your first time, right?
Yes, it's my first time.
Thank
and
you.
I've been watching you for the year.
Awesome.
Entire year. And I'm very, very thankful, in fact, that last Thanksgiving dinner, when we held hands, I said, thank you, Lord. Thank you for opportunities. Thank you, JeffMara.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I actually mentioned your name.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to be very quick. I want to say 2 things. First of all,
sure.
I'm a medical professional.
Okay.
And I'm an intensive care unit nurse.
Great.
I see a lot of things. And I'm between my scientific mind and between spiritual world. So last week you had a gentleman, I don't remember his name, but I remember his story. When people come on and start talking about their NDE experiences, I am very interested in what exactly happened and how long they've been in a cardiac arrest, because this means a lot. The brain deprived of oxygen, the body shutting down, all the drugs are being pushed in, right? So without divine intervention, that person is either brain damage, either the prognosis is poor, basically. That gentleman said something about necrotizing MRSA.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I don't. I have to look into the. I have to give me a second. I'll look into the guess. But now that you said that, I remember the necrotizing MRSA. I don't.
So
Um,
necrotizing MRSA means death, 100%.
he said he had it
Without,
in his body because I thought it was a skin. I thought I didn't get into it
no,
with him, but I
no.
thought MRSA was on your skin.
It is. It is. So the living organisms, they live on your skin. However, when something goes wrong, they get inside of your body. The guy had pneumonia, and then he has septic infection and shock and so on and so forth. People don't make it alive,
Hmm.
just period, without divine intervention. This guy is alert and oriented. He's doing great, and he's sharing the experience, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Now, the reason why, and I appreciate that you interview, in the beginning of interview, people say exactly what happened, so I can say like, is it medically possible or is it divine?
Hmm.
So most of the cases they are divine, right? I started watching your podcast last year in May after I tragically lost my mom
Hmm.
due to some doctors didn't know exactly what's going on because she had like a very rare autoimmune condition with rare manifestations. My mom was my everything. And after I lost her, I was absolutely devastated. And probably 30 days after the funeral, I came home from work, crying, 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 hysterical. I had to go to bed to wake up at 5 in the morning to get back to work. And I couldn't fall asleep till like 1 o'clock. And then I finally fell asleep. And then I woke up and I heard footsteps. I was awake, widely awake. I heard footsteps and I knew who it was. She walks into my room. She's touching me and she's telling me in Russian, she's telling me, don't be afraid. It's me. It's me. Don't be afraid.
Hmm.
And that's when I turned my head and I'm looking at her. She's standing right next to me. Like like it was an absolute physical manifestation. And I started to cry and I'm, Mom, are you alive? And she's like, yes.
Hmm.
Where have you been all this time? And she's like, oh my God, I've been everywhere. And like many in the years, they start explaining things like in a sequential manner, but they say it was happening in the same time. That's what was happening. It was telepathic. I was seeing her, but it was telepathic connection, and it was things were happening at the same time. And then all of a sudden, everything went black, and I woke up in the morning, and I'm like, my mom was here last night.
Hmm.
So she basically made it to tell me I'm okay. Then every now and then you have a feeling. Sometimes it's like an inner knowing, especially at work. So, because my mom was a medical doctor for 30 years, sometimes I have a feeling that she's trying to tell me something, but I can't understand. But I know what she's pointing at, so I'm gonna call the doctors. And I'm calling the doctors right on time. And it's absolutely amazing. So, Jeff, thank you for your channel.
Well,
It just basically saved my soul.
well, Yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about this channel that I never expected is it was going to help so many people like you. And while you were speaking, I was, at one point I was thinking, okay, I wanted to offer my sincere condolences to you and your family. But then after you saw your mom, I was like, well, should I even say that? Because we know your mom's not gone anyway. So why would I say that?
Yes.
Right?
But we are all humans, we are in a human body and we feel great loss.
Yeah.
And yes, condolences, yes, thank you. But at the same time, it's just the knowing that death is not the end.
Right.
And we had so many proofs, thanks to you, thanks to your wife, thanks to people that you invite. It just basically, it keeps me going.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. You'll have to watch the one with Betsy Chassis because we started talking about, and I wish I could have done a whole subject on this subject, but I was going through many subjects with her and I only had so much time with her. I was a little bit shorter than I usually did, so I was trying to get a lot in, but we were talking about that our mind, because I was talking about reincarnation, and reincarnation is something that we put together because in this linear world that we're in here. But I think she was trying to almost tell me that all our lives are happening at the same time or something, and everything's going on at the same time in different dimensions.
Very possible.
I need to go back. I'll be interesting. I'm going to try to listen to that when I go back and edit
Which episode is that?
It's not out yet. It'll be out in 2 days.
Not out yet. Oh,
It'll be out in 2 days. No, it's okay.
I'll be waiting.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like I said, she's. Have you seen the movie What the Bleep Do I Know?
No, but I'm going to. I'm going to.
Yeah,
I'm very limited in time because of the nature of my work and plus I'm in school and it's a lot of things happening right now. But I will definitely look into it. And also, like when she said that many lives could be happening at the same time. Think about perception of space. Think about what Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein, great minds, right? So all these black holes and all what's going on out there in a deep space, we just think that we are alone. And we're like, oh, we are so special because we can communicate, we have technology, but we don't know what kind of technology and what kind of communications happening in different Milky Way, in different galaxies, different universes, different dimensions. So we might think that we are special, and we are, of course we are, but there is so much more. I'm thankful for the fact that, the light spectrum, the wave spectrum, right? We only can see this much of color. Right. And that's why a lot of NDEs say like, oh, colors were amazing. Once you have no eyes and no cells that are communicating signal to your brain and depict the color, right? Once you have no perception, no eyes, no physical eyes, it's so much more. But we're still thankful that we can see at least that.
Right. There's another great story that she tells that she started to do lucid dreaming and I guess out-of-body dreaming. And she tells the story about what confirmed it for her was while she was out of her body, she was staying somewhere and there was a homeless guy that's nearby that's schizophrenia. And she saw the homeless guy and the guy saw her. And she, the next day after she woke up, the guy was screaming her name on the corner. And then when she went out there, he saw her. He knew her because he saw her. So we were talking about maybe, I don't know about maybe for her, but schizophrenia people, maybe that's what schizophrenia is they're seeing into all these dimensions and it totally messes up their mind and they can't handle it. But this guy, the schizophrenia guy, saw her when he was out of her body.
Which is pretty amazing because I heard about a concept of like when people, I don't know the name of it, but when people leave their body during sleep and they go like astral traveling, that's what it's called, astral traveling. Yeah. and a lot of I have a friend who she's actually a hairdresser, and she's Russian, and she was 7 years old when she had the tonsil surgery back in Russia. And so in Russia, when you call the ambulance, um, sometimes depending on your emergency, doctors show up. Okay, not paramedics, but MDs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she had this tonsil surgery, right? And she had some clotting disorder that they had no idea about. So they discharged her while she was bleeding, and they said like, "Oh, that's okay. Eat some ice cream. It's gonna go away in a couple of days." So basically, small body of 6-year-old child, they just gonna go through it quickly, right? Bleed out quickly. So she bled out.
Mm.
Had a cardiac arrest, and she was telling me how her mother and father were yelling and screaming hysterically, and the doctors were doing something and she didn't know, but for whatever reason she said that they went to her bone in her knee with a big needle. And this woman, is she has no idea about medicine at all, and that's how I knew that when you're trying to get an access and you just do the intraosseous, basically in the bone, you just push drugs in the bone.
Mm-hmm.
And she was above her body, and she was looking at the scene, and she was laughing, and she was saying like, "Oh my god, the experience was amazing, but I felt kind of bad for my mom and dad."
Mm.
But I was at the same time, it's like, this is a joke. What do you guys worry about?
Yeah. Yeah.
She was telling me, so she's 37 years old now. She was crying when she was telling me that story.
Yeah, I think at least one of my guests, if not more, have kind of said the same thing, that exactly that. They were out of their body and it was like, this is a big joke.
Yeah.
It's good that you came today because I did think about it a lot, but it's good confirmation for me that a lot of these people most likely their body shouldn't have survived. And from what you're saying, I like that the only way their body could have survived is with divine intervention, because otherwise the body it's not going to survive.
Are you serious? Like 40 minutes of cardiac arrest, no circulation, blood is pooling. So when I think about it in medical terms, I'm like, that is no way possible unless they come in and they say, no, 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 you're going back and we're going to make it happen for you.
Right.
So when you start the story, if you like, sometimes people jump straight to out of body experience, but I always want to hear the background, the backstory, what happened before.
Right, yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for coming and joining us today. I got to run. I've got 2 people waiting on me, but it was a pleasure meeting you, Lolly, and take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've got Ethan next. Yeah. All right. Ethan, are you there? Let's get him to undo his video. Hopefully he's muted it. So that's a good thing. As you guys, when you come on, make sure you mute the YouTube channel. Ethan.
How's it going? How you doing?
How are you?
Doing great.
Where are you from?
So I'm from Sacramento, California.
Sacramento. All right.
Yeah.
Have you been on before?
I have not.
You look familiar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a YouTuber myself.
Awesome.
So I do videos and stuff.
What kind of content do you make?
So the content I make is actually prank content. So I go out and I get like reactions of people, basically.
Oh, that's cool. I have to check out your channel. What is your channel called so I can take
It's called SusDudes.
Let me write it down here. What was it? SusDudes?
Yeah, SusDudes. SUSDUDES.
DUDES. All right. I love prank stuff. I mean, even though I'm still a regular guy just like anybody else.
Yeah.
And I love prank stuff. How long have you been doing it?
So I started the channel when I was kind of in high school. So that was like 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
But you know, it's kind of hard. I'll be honest, like the content is hard to make. I get it done. It's a little hard to make sometimes just because you have to go out and do it. But I like your podcast because it's like it seems very simple and very you can pump out the content pretty easy.
And I just pulled up your channel. You've got almost 30,000 subs, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's fun.
That's great.
Yeah,
I just
so
kind of
cool.
looked.
Yeah, I know.
I just saw the title of one of your video. Are you from OnlyFans? So you gotta have good stuff.
I know. They're really they're really how do I explain? They're just like they're not mean spirited. Like they make a lot of people's day actually. So it's pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, you probably know all the prank channels because I've been doing YouTube since 2006. Not this channel, all other channels that are still there. So I'm like an old school YouTuber, right? And I remember, for me, the very first prank channel that I think was like prank versus prank. It was like the boyfriend girlfriend. And I used to watch
big channel. It was, But I love to share my story. It's it's actually 3 different stories, very short ones.
Sure, go ahead.
So about a year and a half ago, COVID was a thing. I was inside most of the time, and I was going through a really hard time actually, and this will kind of relate to the YouTube channel stuff. I had a friend that I did YouTube with for a while, and we weren't just YouTube content creators. We were actually like pretty good friends, and we had like a falling out, and it kind of sucked because it really hurt because we're very close, and I actually was going through like a heartbreak during this time period as well with a girl that I fell in love with.
Uh-oh. He froze. I thought that maybe he was just, unless this is a prank, and that would be pretty good as a good prank, but otherwise he froze, and right when he said with this girl, hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully this is not a prank. And Doug in Idaho says he's from Sacramento too. And
so I was at a
you're back. Oh, he's gone. Oh, you're back.
Okay, we're back.
I was telling everybody, I wonder if he's doing a prank on me.
No. This is real. This is a real story.
I lost you at where I lost you was I guess you just got you broke up a relationship with your girl.
Well, she didn't love me back kind of thing. So it kind of sucked in a way because we never really dated, but it was hard because I really liked her and she didn't really love me back. So it's kind of one of those situations where I kind of got led on kind of, but anyways, so yeah, I was very, very sad about that because it's my first real heartbreak, and the friend falling out, COVID, all these things going on, and yeah, I was just I remember it was late at night. I know people were going to say late at night, but I'm going to get to the other stories. Mm-hmm. So it was around like 10 o'clock at night. I was very energetic. I wasn't tired or anything like that. I just want to tell people that. And I was talking to my brother, we're having a conversation, and it was just me and him. And I heard a voice. It was really weird. I heard a girl voice come out of nowhere that just caught my attention. And, the voice was just said, Ethan, like a whisper. And so I thought it was a little weird. I was like, that's weird. And kind of threw me off guard, but I kind of pushed it aside. I kind of brushed it off a little bit. I kind of thought like, this is probably I'm just hearing things, this is probably too good to be true. And, a couple of months go by and I thought about it and I was like, that was a weird experience. And, I told some friends about it and they were like, yeah, dude, like that's really weird. Like, you know, but at the same time, it was nighttime, you know, there's no way that this could potentially be a spirit or anything like that. So 5 months later, I'm at a bar and I'm talking to this, funny enough, I'm talking to this girl that knew me. And, I will say, like, when I first started the YouTube stuff, like I did some things in the videos that probably weren't like very socially acceptable.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
And that's what I'll say there. And I did some interviews, and they weren't the most kind-hearted videos. They were more like interviews that probably made people look pretty bad, meaning you would ask them a question and it'd be crazy questions. And it wasn't extra, it was just the questions. But it didn't really make me look really respectable. I'll just tell you that, you know? And I was talking to this girl and she was talking about YouTubers, and I was like, yeah, do you know about the SusDudes? She's like, she was like, yeah, like they interviewed my friend once, and like the interview was like, she got in trouble for it because she's in a sorority, and her sorority found out about it. And I'm like, oh no, was it like a bad question? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I apologize, that's me. And she was like, oh, well, like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Wow. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I apologize. So what happened was I went home, actually. I went home and I was like, you know what? Like, pranks only. Friendly pranks only. I'm deleting all the interviews. So so right when I walk in, that was my mindset. So right when I walk into my house, fully sober, you know, and people are going to be like, well, you had a bar, but I wasn't at a bar for long. I really, right when I was talking to that girl and I found out what happened, I went home immediately. And so I walk into my house and I hear the same voice, and it's a girl. Actually, I don't want to say girl. I want to say it was a woman. And she said, same voice. She said, Ethan. And so I turn around and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, there's literally something in my house. You know what I mean? Like, it was a weird phenomenon. And so I'm going I'm going inside. This is my office. This is where it actually happened, weirdly enough. And so I'm deleting all the interviews off my channel. And I asked I guess spirit, we'll get there. I asked the spirit, I said, is this the right thing to do? And the spirit said yes twice. Yes. And you know, I wasn't scared as much. Wasn't scared when it happened, because when I was talking to the spirit, it was like you're talking to a person next to you almost, but it was like they're standing in the same room as you. So it wasn't like one of those things where I was you know, it was like far in the distance. It was pretty close, I would say. So anyway, so I was shocked and I did what it said, you know, and I'm still kind of confused about the whole situation in general. I'm trying to still figure that out. The pieces are slowly starting to come together, but I went to bed that night, you know, I was kind of paranoid, you know, and just because it was really bizarre. And then I just told my parents in the morning. I said, yeah, Mom, this happened to me. And I told my dad, and my mom thought it was really weird because my mom does believe in another dimension. And my dad just does not. He just is kind of the kind of guy where you're like talking about God or Jesus, and he's like, yeah, sure. What you're talking about, you know what I mean? Just but you know, and just so he doesn't care at all. Like that's not even in his playing field. So that was the first two weird experiences, and the third one was even weirder. This one was like so scary to the point where I was just like, dude, I was like, it was a little bit more paranoia after this, but I was at my friend's house. Her name's Isabella. I was with my friend Josh, and we're having a conversation about aliens. Yeah. We're having a conversation about ETs and stuff. And, you know, the dad walks in and explains to me how when he was living in Florida, he actually saw a, you know, flying saucer. And so me hearing that and having somebody talk about that, and he was, he's a very quiet guy. He's not one of those dads that's like very like joking around. He's just very serious conversation we had. So when we were talking about what he witnessed, I was just like, dude, that's really weird. Like, I believe that they built the pyramids, you know, I believe all these things that potentially could be real, you know. And out of nowhere, you know, I hear a shh. come right over me, like it was like on top of me. And this is the scariest part, because we were getting into the whole, I was going off the charts with like the conversation. We were talking about, I was like, yeah, they might be controlling us, like I was, I was going to that level to where like, it was like, almost like, okay, dude, like, this is like weird that you're like giving a whole speech about how, we could be made from them. You know what I mean? We could be made from them or whatever. Like I was going off the deep end, and, obviously I kind of went a little too far, but the voice was like so loud to the point where I went like this, and I was like this, and I was like, what was that? And the dad was looking at me like, are you okay? And I told him, I said, I don't think we should continue this conversation. Like, like I'm going to go home. So I told my friend Josh, my friend's like, you're okay, man? And I was like walking at night, and I'm like looking at the stars and stuff. And I'm like, dude, are these like spacecrafts? Like, what's going on? Like, am I going to get abducted now? Like, I was like, so like paranoid. I'm like, dude, this is too much. Like I had sleepless nights, like forever. And, it was really hard to be normal, after a little while, because I was like, really like, dude, at this point, I need to write a book, so, it was just really weird. And then I started really investigating the phenomenons of UFOs, but also the just spiritual stuff. And I found out that spirits and angels or whatever it could be are in the Bible. And they're also in other religious texts. So I just started researching, looking at all these things, fallen angels. I'm like, I'm basically like, my mind is just like going down the wormhole of every single possible scenario with what's going on. Like I still have no clue. I've learned so much by learning so little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually what happened was I came to a conclusion. I was like, well, this could be 2 or 3 things. And the Bible talks about demons and also spirits and all this. I didn't test the spirit because I didn't ask for the name or anything. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I was just so freaked out that I did feel like it was helping me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. And so I will say this though, because this might tie into this whole thing. I did go to a cemetery. Yeah, I know. I went to a cemetery, to film some intro shots, and you're not supposed to go to a cemetery. Okay. Yeah. So right. You're not supposed to go to cemeteries, apparently, from what psychics tell you. It's because entities or like negative energy can latch onto you, around those lines. And I was kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's true though. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, if there are earthbound spirits, they're probably going to be at places of death, or they're going to be in places that they love. I'm just speculating here. I really don't know. So I can only speculate. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And so I actually had a dream that I went to a cemetery before I actually went to the cemetery, which is the weirdest part. Weird. Like a lot of dreams are happening at this point. So I might be spiritually woke now. I don't even know what the term is. I might be spiritually awake or consciously aware. Who knows? You know more than I do.
Right.
But yeah, so I had a dream. I went to the cemetery, and then I was actually there, and I had deja vu. I was like, that's weird. And this was during the heartbreak stuff. So now we're kind of making more sense here. And to kind of sum it all up, because it is a little long, to sum it all up, I've realized that there is another spiritual realm, and spirits are around us, whether we want to acknowledge them or not. And I still don't know why some communicate and why some don't. That's kind of where I'm at now.
Well, first it makes me want to think, do you think you may have had some type of spiritual awakening? Did you possibly have some kind of impact to your body, or, where you didn't really have an NDE, but you almost died or anything like that?
Yeah, I think what happened was the heartbreak and the falling out and all that thing. I think I was reborn because there was a period of time where if I would see a fly on the wall and I wanted to kill it, I would stop myself. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to kill the fly. You know what I mean? It's just like me. Mm-hmm. So I did come to a sense of awareness of, I was very accepting and I felt more love and passion for sure. And I went to a therapy and I went to all these things to try to help me through the process. But, and that didn't really help me, to be honest, just because, you talk about things and, it's really about doing your own homework, and I never do it. Right. But like I was saying, yeah, it was just really weird that all this stuff was happening at the same time. And I prayed and I said, don't whatever you are, please don't do that again. You know
Right.
what I mean? And because I don't want to live my life, and I don't want that to happen again. And if it does happen,
Right.
I'll be less freaked out for sure, but I don't know how. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I think that you actually put the intention for it not to happen, and when you do that, it won't happen again.
Yeah. I put the intention that I didn't want it to happen, and it never happened again. So I'm not really paranoid when I walk in my house anymore at night. It's always like nighttime too.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because the veil is thinnest at night. I've heard that theory, but I don't know if it's just like, and I've heard voices before, but they haven't been as clear. Like I've heard like get up, stuff like that.
Right.
When I'm late to school and stuff, like I'm like, oh wait, I gotta get up, and they're like, I don't know if it's a spirit guide, and it's usually girls. It's not like guys. I've never had a guy voice. I've always had girl voices. So I don't know if it's a spirit guide, but
I don't know. All right, bud. Well, I appreciate you coming and sharing with us. I've got to run. I got someone waiting on me. And hey, I wish, SusDudes, if you guys like pranks, go check out his channel. I wish you massive success with your channel, and I hope you come by and visit again sometime.
I really appreciate you. I love your channel, and you're doing really good.
Cool.
For real.
Thank you very much. It's great to hear from another YouTuber.
Thank you. All right, have a great day.
Oh, you too. Cheers. All right, so we've got G7 Think, and it's been a busy night so far. Tonight, it's going by quickly too. It's already we're already into the 8 o'clock and after 8, so that's pretty cool. So I don't know if I should start the next article. I'm not, because G7 is here, but I can't hear her yet. Gotta wait a minute for her. There it is. It's connecting. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
You were on like about a few weeks ago, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I remember you.
Sorry, my name is Kelly.
That's okay. What is your name
got
again? I forgot.
It's Kelly.
Kelly, all
Nice
right.
to see you
Nice
again,
to see you,
Jeffrey.
Kelly. All right. So what's going on this week?
So my experience is one day I had to get a left knee patella surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It was fractured. I went into like a pizza parlor and I got it fractured. Mm-hmm. And a couple of weeks later, I had surgery. Well, I never taken heavy medication before, and I was only 120 pounds, like my whole life. Mm. And they were giving me too much morphine and lidocaine and whatever hydrocodone, acetaminophen, and all the hardcore medicine. Mm-hmm. And when I was in the hospital for the 2 days at my stay, all I ate was pretzels the whole time and just drink water as much as I can, but it was just pretzels. So I had a packed stomach. So one night I was in the living room because I couldn't make it to my bed. My bed was high. My father was deceased. Remember I told you he died in 2005. And all of a sudden, he walks into the living room and he says, "Kelly, follow me." And then I get scared, like, "Oh, Dad." And I was so excited to see him, but nothing crossed my mind like, "Oh, he's deceased." That didn't go through my mind. What happened was like, I was so happy to see him. I was elated. I like my senses were heightened. So I walked up nonchalantly, not feeling any more pain. And I thought, how strange. And he says, "Come with me. You have an appointed time with somebody." And I said, okay. So I grab his hand. And once I do, something in my heart tells me, look back, look back. And when I look back, I see my body, like my vessel, me on the couch. And my heart started pounding. When I say you could hear it, I could hear it. And he said, "Never mind that." And he did something like with his hand, and I calmed down. We went inside like this box car type, I don't know if I would call it a chariot. And all of a sudden we were going really fast. And I saw like nothing but like a dirt road, and I would see windy roads, and it was kind of grayish, gloomy. And I saw some people going faster than others going at like normal speed or like centipede, or like, like a warm speed. And we were going like lightning speed. And I kept telling my dad, "Hey, you're going fast." And he goes, "Oh, you think I'm controlling it?" And he mentions to look up. And when I look up, I saw what I would describe as an angel, like a 20-foot angel. And I was like kind of in shock, like, wow, excited, like, do you see that? And he was smiling and laughing, but he's like, yes. And I kept asking him, do you see what I see? Like, I was so ecstatic. So we get to this place, and I call it the place before you go into the pearly gates. It was a bunch of people wearing white tunics, like white dresses, like what Islamic Muslim people would wear, like white dresses. And they were pure. They didn't give me a white one, and I asked for one, but they said it wasn't my time to get one. Anyways, they said I was here for spiritual healing. So an angel walked me and took me to a line. And he was to say, you're going to eat and drink this. It was a plant, a green plant. And they gave it to me. And when I drank it, Jeffrey, it tasted like a milk and a honey like no other. And as I drank it, once they touched my lips, it illuminated and it glowed all the way until it reached like to my foot. And I could feel it. Like when you have an empty stomach and you drink like a soda or you drink something, you could feel the liquid running down. That's how it felt, but it was like glowing through my body, and I felt so better. But then I saw all kinds of people walking, talking, different ethnicities, different ages. I didn't see anybody younger than 8 years of age, though. From infants to 8 years old, I didn't see that. And then all of a sudden, there was a guy, he was holding a white bag, and he bumped me because there was a lot of people. It was like thousands of people. And I said, excuse me, excuse me. I think he stole something or he ran. And then they go, there's no stealing in heaven. And oh, I was so embarrassed that I even said that. And then I go, well, what is he doing? And another person turned around and told me he's going to go greet his family member that just crossed over. I didn't understand what that meant at that time. I was like, okay. And then I go, well, I want to see it. I want to see what it is like to receive somebody. And all of a sudden they told me, look up. And when I looked to my left, I looked up, there was a big sunlight. I seen clouds with words on it. And I said, what is that? And they said, those are the prayers of the person that's going to come. His cousin is to receive him. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Can I see it in full? And they said, we got to get permission. So the angel that escorted me to go get the plant to go eat said, Jesus says, you don't have permission. And I said, well, too bad. I'm going to do it anyways. And they're like, and kindly, like if I was like a 2-year-old, because I'm going to be 40 soon. I was in my early 30s. He was like, no, it's not, you can't view this. And I said, oh no, I am, like with my pride, my ego, like, no, I'm going to view this. This is what I want to see. And then they said, it's not your time. So then I turned around and I saw a chocolate croissant, and that's one of my favorite pastries. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. And the size of this thing was like 2 of my hands. And I said, ooh, I'm going to get that. So I went in line and I grabbed one because there was booths and stuff. There was like, kind of like if you would go to like a farmer's market, or if you go to a fair and they have all kinds of vendors, that's how it was. But everybody had love and peace and smiles and happiness. I was the only one in clothing. No, they did not give me the white tunic or dress or what have you. And I was so bummed out because they said, okay, with this, you're going to be healed. It's time for you to go back. So my dad told me, Kelly, you need to go back. And I said, no, I don't want to go back. I want to stay here. I'm going to stay here. And he says, Kelly, your mission hasn't been fulfilled. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he says, everybody has a different life lesson to learn when they're on earth. Your time isn't yet. And he goes, remember this, 1,000 years is that on, and he kept saying 1,000 years on earth is as of a day in heaven. A day in heaven is as of 1,000 years. And I was saying, oh, so you've really only have been here for like a day when you've been here for a couple of years already? It's been like 4 years he was there. And he said, yeah. And I said, I don't understand it. So I kept asking him, and he kept repeating like very gently and peacefully. But I was like more like adamant, like I'm going to string your neck if you don't tell me like what's going on, And so all of a sudden they said, come on, it's your time to go back. It's your time to go back. So we get back in this boxcar looking thing with big spoked wheels, and it would be like on fire and light up. And the angel just rushed me back. And when I went back in my body, oh God, the pain I felt was immense. It was like, oh God, yep. I still haven't broken into scar tissue because I was just released from the hospital, not even a couple of days. And it was the worst pain going back in my body, but out of my body, it was the best feeling in my world. Like if every iniquity and impurity came out of me. And that was amazing. And that was like probably the fourth time I saw my father. And I got to see him while he was deceased. And I'll be honest with you, here on earth, we had a tumultuous relationship. We had a loving hate. Like he was the best father when he would take us to amusement parks, or he would take us to movies, or we would go grocery shopping in restaurants. But he was a physical, abusive one when it came to grades. And I was in a straight, if I didn't strive for, I had to get the 4.5 GPA. I had to beat everybody else. Or when it came to education, or when it came to like cleanliness is next to godliness, he had a OCD problem and he wasn't afraid to use his fist. I forgive him for that, you know? But the weird thing is, I could tell you that I have a better relationship with them now that he's gone than when I did when he was in Earth. In Earth, I was terrified of him. I was really scared. And I'll be honest, I was at peace when he passed away, because I was like, oh God, I can breathe now. He won't raise his fist at me. He won't beat me, or I never have to, you know, prove myself to him. And now that he's deceased, I learned about forgiveness, and I learned that he accepted God, and I learned that he made it. He made it to that side, because for the longest, he was a hardcore atheist and agnostic. And he was one of those that mocked and ridiculed a Christian. But luckily, at the end of his life, the last 4 months, I would say, he really got in depth, and he started having outer body experiences himself, and his heart stopped 9 times before he came back 9 times, and until he couldn't do it no more. And now I have a better relationship with him. And the funny thing is, I talk to him as if I'm talking to you right now, but he just won't physically be here. And usually if I fast and pray about it, I'll see him like the next day or like a week later, and he'll give me messages and stuff. But the last time I saw him, he said, Kelly, I'm not going to be coming around anymore because I'm going to Canada. And it didn't click. And I said, what do you mean you're going to Canada? He says, I learned my life. I got taught everything in school, and I'm going back and to start over again in Earth to Canada. And I said, Canada? What do you have over there? We don't have family in Canada, do we? And he says, that's somewhere where I've always wanted to go. And that's where I've always wanted to live. And your mother chose not to. I'm from Pennsylvania. So I said, okay, I love you. And he said, I love you. I'll always love you. And he goes, until we meet again. And that was the very last time I got to see him.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
I think it's interesting. Quite a few of my guests describe angels as being so tall. And you said yours is 20 feet tall. Why do you think angels are so big?
You know, I think there are different entities besides humans that were created by the divine, the creator, to give them a different structure than a human, so we could tell their identity and we know who they are. But I've also saw angels that were shorter. I don't know if they call them cherubim or cherubim, that were using musical instruments similar to the instruments here, but their trumpets were either longer, and or they would have these instruments that had like flags on them, but yet it would throw out like sound. When I had a different outer body experience, when I fasted, like the way you're fasting from sunrise to sunset without eating or drinking, but the way I did it was no music, no television, no talking on the phone, just reading the Bible, pressing in, praying, and just listening to music without any lyrics. Just like, you know, it's a type of meditation, walking up, praying, asking. I repented probably like 2 or 3 hours out of the day. And then the other remainder hours, it was just praying for praying for him to give me a spiritual awakening or a spiritual blessing. And that's how I encountered these spiritual encounters. But the one where I saw my dad, where he came to me, the one I just told you, I was on the verge of death. The next day I went to the hospital. I did not have a bowel movement. I know it's grotesque to speak about. I didn't have a bowel movement for about a week. And I was releasing, what they say is it was bile being released in my body. And they had to put me back in the hospital, and they had to put stuff in the back and clean me out. And they had to do like a blood cleansing. But I was on the verge of death, but they gave me a spiritual healing before. So I knew I was going to be okay. But the pain was just so immense, you know, and that was the last time I ever put medication in my body like that. The remainder of the 6 months without walking, I just, in my head, I was just telling myself, you know, positive thoughts, don't take any meds, and just try to be as natural with remedy. But it's amazing. I saw angels of different color. I've even seen angels in back of human beings that didn't look the way the archangel did, that was taking me into the heavenly, what I would call heaven, like the before you enter the pearly gates. And it was like miles and miles of like humans and stuff interacting and stuff. But the weird thing is everybody had a white tunic on. They all had like a white robe. I didn't have mine on. They wouldn't give me mine.
Wow. All right. Well, Kelly, thank you again for coming and sharing with us. I've got to run to the next person. But,
all right. Well, thank you. I love
so
you,
much.
and keep
thank
up
you.
the good work.
Too. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay blessed.
You too. All right. Typo's here. She should be on any second. Where is she?
Hey there.
There you are. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Nice to see you.
So are you, we got so much to talk about. Where should we start?
You are knocking it out of the park. You are doing such a great job.
Well, thank you.
I'm loving what you bring out to people.
Wow.
I'm just so grateful. That what was it? That angel guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I was like, oh, that is exactly like it's on a very top item that I want to learn discernment when I want an innate understanding of discernment when I speak to angels. So I got halfway through his video, stopped it, made an appointment, came back, finished the interview.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh, great.
I consider that a gift that you brought him on. Thank you.
Now, have you gone into Discord and gone into the services and hooked up with anybody?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Tomorrow is Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sunday, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going in there in the services area, and we need people that want to play, because one of the people that is, you have such a cool audience, just really awake and like cutting edge thinkers, really fun. And so one of the people that I met this week that is part of your viewership is so awesome, and she's coming in with me, and we're going to do an energy experiment, a bunch of them for 1 hour. So great. Anyone interested in that, come on in. I mean, I want to learn from the lady I met who's a viewer of yours. She's not ready to come public, but she's willing to play in Discord. I have so many questions to learn from her. I'm so grateful, and I am going to hold the energy open while she does things, so I can see it, and so I can feel it. And so please invite people if you can't hear me well.
I want to say that we all should be thankful to Typo, because it was her idea for me to set this up, to make a place where other people can do services for free, like what she's doing. Because Merlin, that was on first today, he's been doing it now, and he's there. He does tarot readings, And I don't know if she's going to come or not, but my guest the other day, Pam McKay, she may come in and start doing stuff. And I spoke with and then the video isn't out yet because I recorded it this morning, but there's a medium that he might start going in there and doing some stuff. So it all started from you, and this may turn out to be something that gets really big and really cool, that all these people are in there sharing and, doing stuff together. So, and while I'm on it, if you don't know what Discord is, it's totally free. You go to discord.com, you get your free profile. It's like Facebook, kind of. And then to get into my rooms, in the link below, there's the link. Copy the link because I usually delete it and it doesn't stay. Once I change it, at least it only lasts for like a week, and then Discord makes me create a brand new invite link. But while you're there right now, copy it so you can pop in later, and then you can go to all this stuff. And I was looking at it today, and I think this morning when I was talking to somebody about Discord, I was saying, there's like 250 people, but then when I looked at it, there's more than that now. It's like 284. So it's growing, almost 300 people. So it's cool.
So cool. I mean, just to be able to play with other people, like other people that are healers of any type. I just want to feel their energy and be in that room and see if we can do it distance, because like the gentleman that you brought in that teaches people to connect with angels so they have them for the rest of their life. Right. Like, this is so useful in the time that we're in right now, and it's like you're playing a part. When I hear people say, 10 years this will all be discussed, it'll be well known, our children will be able to learn it, and they're going to learn really fast. When I hear that, I'm thinking your show I want people drawn to this like magnets, because it's all really cool human learning. So I just can't thank you enough. And I just wanted to drop in and make the note, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we need people that have like lower back problems or low back pain, like uncomfortable, or, tight neck, or like just things that you can name, not like the I have no idea, but I don't feel it, but I know it's there. This is a first experiment, so we need you to sort of know the spot that you want worked on, right?
Right. So this is going to be it's going to be like a type of energy healing.
Yes, right. And the more energy healers you can get in one space, like when they do the meditation in certain cities, and they'll do like ginormous group meditations, and they'll be able to actually statistically see the drop in crime. Well, healers, we want to see how much stronger does it feel? How much impact can we have if we have more people doing energy, right? Same kind of thing. So thank you so much. And you had a gentleman in there. Who's the guy? He was talking about God's, the woman that she wrote books about the dead people that she could hear. How fabulous was Pam. She?
Yeah, that she was the one that said she might go to Discord and start doing stuff. And by the way, someone already put in here, Rusty Pierce already put in here as a question in the chat. What about upper back problems? Are you going to be Oh, you're frozen.
I would love her problems. Come in.
Yes. So someone asked for upper back problems, and someone else here said they have lower back pain. So we've got 2 back pains.
Perfect. Jump into Discord. That's lovely. And, you had another guy that was fabulous. Who was the one? I'm trying to think. Just your week, like you knocked it out of the park. Yeah. Every single one of these is awesome. Who's the guy out of body for 2 hours?
I think that was
what was
Phil.
That guy?
It was Phil.
That was an amazing
He had like one of his veins in his liver blow up, and he was out for like 2 hours. And I have 3 good ones
Like-
coming up over the next 3 days too. I mean, 2 good NDEs. And have you seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? Have you seen that movie?
Yes, love it.
Well, she's one of the people that she co-wrote and filmed that movie. So, and I had a great conversation with her about all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, like I said, I know I have 3 good ones in a row coming up. Not to say, well, they're all good, but
if anyone has any trouble getting into Discord and you need a helping hand, put at, when you do ampersand, typo in the chat, even after this is off and there's they're all done, and you might catch this this live stream in video form and you just don't know how to do it. If you write at typo at typo, I'll send you a link and clarify it, and so, because we want you in, we want to play with this stuff. It's how humans are going to learn it. So thanks so much. I can't thank you enough. Have a great week, guys, and thank you, Mara, behind the scenes.
All right,
you are wonderful.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, Steven is here. He made it before it was too late, so that's good. We can't have him miss one show because he's been here for every single show. I was a little concerned that I was going to have to call. Wait, are you here?
Yes.
I was concerned that I might have to call you out to come in because I didn't want you to break your streak of not missing a show.
Always look on the bright side of life. Do-do. Do-do. If life is jolly rotten, it's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and dance and sing and have some fun on the podcast.
What is that from? Is that from
Monty Python's
Monty Python? I thought it was maybe, since Johnny Depp is in the news so much, I thought you were possibly doing, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates, sir. Lots of pirates out on the sea here today. I can see them on the chat room there.
So
yeah, I'm a healer too. Like
really?
I do energy healing. Yeah,
cool.
Where you just go over someone's body and you feel heat in that area, and then you focus your energy on it, and it does help people.
Cool.
And if anything, it relaxes them.
How long have you been doing that?
Quite a while, but yeah, I believe in touch therapy, that it's just the touch, because it's like they say infants that aren't touched can die, because like that's a sustenance that people need. Yeah, and some people are so great of and they giving of their time that they'll go to hospitals and just like hold premature babies and stuff, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, or just if people are sad or depressed, I think just giving them hugs would help. Yeah, I think so too. Or bringing pets and animals so they can touch. I was thinking, I think that the people already do that, but if they don't, I mean, I don't know the logistics and I don't work at a retirement facility, but I think it would be great if they had a lot of pets there for the people. Yeah, they say people who have pets live longer, have less depression. Yes. So do you think it would be cool if you could do energy healing via Zoom? Do you think you could do that through Zoom? I don't know. I have no clue if I could. Let's see if my spirit. So I tried. I don't know if you can see this all, but this is like, I just said, all right, let's see if my spirit can draw something here. So what did she? That's from Monique. Yeah, well, she can drop, but it's usually just like really okay. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what she can do. Let's go faster. Let's see if she'll do something here. I'll just say. Okay, so this is her moving my hand. Sometimes she just doesn't want to draw. She just likes to mess around. I'll see if I can coax her to do it. Come on. There we go. I'm coaxing her now. The circle. But I just put up another video. I did a spirit dance video, and I always think it's kind of funny because the Beetlejuice the spirits get them to dance. I thought I'll do a kind of add some humor into it.
Oh, you got some good moves. I mean, you are,
Well, I'm not a dancer, but I'm an entertainer.
You're a coordinated dancer. It's not like
that's right.
Don't know how to dance. When you watch you, it's obvious that you can move. You have,
Yeah, so I never really danced before this.
Well, is it you or is it Monique?
She got me to start doing it.
But I mean,
she's pushing me to do it, I would say. Because I've never had any desire to really dance. I'm interested on when people would do the robot and stuff, I'd be like, that's kind of cool. Let me see if I could do that. Mm-hmm. And then the moonwalk, and I thought that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But whatever I do, I just say like, well, I'll pick some gimmicks, but like I don't have there's no whatever the term for a sequence that you have planned out. There's no sequence I have planned out.
And you have, the last one I saw, I believe, was New York.
New York, we love New York. I had a lot of guys from Brooklyn coming out here.
We had two.
Naboo, let me tell you something about Naboo. They're not sending their best. Jojo Binks, I don't think so. Not too bright, is he? They put him in charge of the Afghan withdrawal. Total disaster.
Have you seen, I think I saw just in passing recently that they're coming out with an Avatar 2.
They've been playing that for a while.
And they showed some footage or something, but I've heard that people loved Avatar so much that after it was over that they missed it, and they dreamed for that life, that people were actually depressed because life wasn't like Avatar.
Yeah. I mean, and everyone, I'm pretty sure that technology is advancing to the point where they're going to be able to just take your picture and then convert it into an avatar picture. Like it's getting to that point.
Well, what do you think about if they just take your spirit and put you into a new one, a new avatar, just like
that's what movie. Avatar meant is God coming in. That's what they say. Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Zoroaster were the avatars on this. They were at the max level of consciousness.
What do you think about crop circles?
They're interesting. Obviously this, we talked about this. There's, some are made by man. Are any paranormal or spiritual nature? I mean, it's always possible.
Yeah. But I have an expert coming on in a couple weeks to talk about them from England. And some of them are really, really, what's the word? They're elaborate. They're, I don't even see how, guys with some rope and 2x4s, how could they do that in the middle of the night?
That's right.
I can see just basic circles and stuff, but I mean, drawing alien heads and all these weird elaborate things. And then there's people out there that actually are supposedly, those are codes and they're deciphering the codes.
Yeah, and then they also changed their radiation levels there too. So
yeah,
they're thinking another.
Have you seen What the Bleep Do I Know?
Yeah, I saw it back when it came out. That was a while ago.
Well, then you'll like it because I have one of the writers and the filmmakers, and film producers of that movie. I already recorded it. It'll be out in 2 days.
Yeah, I talk about the double split experiment. It shows that your consciousness affects whatever you're looking at it. Yeah. So consciousness is a two-way street. You look out, your consciousness goes out to the object that interacts with the object, and the light comes in. So it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way where light just comes into your brain and then it's formed into some kind of thought in your head. Mm-hmm. So that's why remote viewing, we're sending our minds out there, and everyone can do this. It's a great experiment where maybe next week I'll do that. I'll
cool.
Tell everyone, I'll say I'll have something ready, and then everyone to just use your minds to That'd be a great experiment.
Maybe would it be great is what if I have something and
have everyone do it though, and then at the end.
Okay, maybe I'll have something and I'll say I have something here on my desk, and I'll see what everybody try to remote view it, and at the end of the evening we'll see what, you can either type it in the chat what it is or come and tell me what it is. And usually from what I understand, the remote viewers usually don't tell you exactly. Like if they'll just say it's round and
it's a
orange.
Right brain thing, not a left brain.
Yeah, it's like
orange. So your right
round.
brain feels like. How does something feel like? That's a right brain thing. A left brain thing would tell you it's a certain object. Yeah, so we get all these sensations, and then we try to interpret it and say, oh, it must be in orange or whatever.
Right. I think that's a great idea that we can do that. Remote view something on. I already have something here. I mean, it's already. I don't know if I should say it now. What is already on my desk, and I'll leave it there for a week, or should I just?
I don't think you need to. Just
it's already there.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty cool. So if you guys want to see him doing spirit dances, check out his YouTube channel. It's Stephen Cake, Kaake, right?
Yeah, I'll link it down below.
He'll link it if you want to watch some of his. Well, it would be too bad no one.
The first tweet of the day, I came back and I said, "Go Fifi, go Fifi, go Fifi."
I had one guest that lives near you. Did you see that guest?
In Duluth?
Well, I mean, he's in the same state, so that's how, to me that's close. I think I only know
it's
two
like Texas is close.
Well, I've only had one guest from Minnesota, and you're kind of like a guest. You're basically a guest, and so I only have two. And he's some town. I think it's maybe it's just north of Duluth, out in the forest. When you leave Duluth, is it like forest, freezing cold, 30 degrees below weather, and lakes and stuff that are frozen over? It's either Duluth or Minneapolis, but I feel like it's
Minneapolis
Duluth.
Is 200 miles south, so they get 2 weeks on both ends of. So we could still have snow here, and they have 70 degrees down there.
I'm thinking I'm pretty sure it's Duluth, and that where he's just north of.
Yeah, it
is. It was just north of Duluth, whatever the lakes is. Maybe I can see like some lakes up there, either Island Lake. Maybe he's somewhere near Island Lake. Does that sound familiar to you?
But there's 10,000 lakes. There's probably a lot named Island Lake.
All right, well,
or Fish Lake, or
one of those lakes just north of Duluth. So he's probably 30 minutes from you. So that's pretty wild. What's pretty fascinating is the guest that I had yesterday, the guy with angels, Michael. He literally lives like 2 or 3 miles from me.
Yeah, here's my spirit friend likes to move my hand, so we'll give her a high five.
I was wondering if you were high-fiving.
Yeah.
So
right. Here's a problem in life is the bigger the problem, the less people want to do about it. And even Ben Franklin noticed that because people feel kind of helpless. It's like all the systems that are supposed to be helping are not working.
Okay.
And especially like, your family's supposed to care. My family doesn't care. Doctors are supposed to care. They don't care. The justice system is supposed to protect the innocent. They don't.
Right.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. There should be. So in my society, everything would be free markets and charities. People that care. I'd say caring and doing what's right.
Right. I don't know what.
Otherwise, you're left to just suffer.
Right. I mean, you find one person at a time that will care. It's.
Well, it's they say charity starts at home. It's like you're supposed to help the closest people first and then work out from there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one more thing. You mentioned you had a dream about global warming.
Right. Did I? Yeah. I met a guy in a cafe.
Yeah. And it's from the sun cycles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all the research, but the propaganda is that it's due to burning something here, but that has nothing to do with the sun affects all the planets at the same time. That's how they know.
Right. You know, it's funny you say that, because I don't know if you saw the video with Marina Seren, the UFO contactee, and I asked her, are the ETs responsible for global warming? And she said no, sunspots or solar flares. Something like that.
Yeah, and I told you, I don't think that those ETs are necessarily up to, they're not our friends out there coming from other planets and saying, oh, we're going to help you.
I guess I got
That's
it from
the myth.
I got it from that movie. There's a movie, I don't know if it was They Live, it was from the 80s, or there's another movie with Charlie Sheen in it. One of those alien movies where basically the aliens are here terraforming the planet and they're heating up the place. It may have been They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper, the wrestler.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
He was on that Celebrity Ghost Stories, so he had some stories.
And did you ever see the movie They Live?
Not the whole thing.
Oh, it's a great
But
movie.
I know the premise.
Right. And so they were, you know, terraforming the planet, heating it up for them. See, I think Monique knows that I'm right because she's high-fiving.
Yeah, she's having fun here. She likes to like slap my.
I think
I say something mean to her, like, "You're worse than a guy from the 1930s," and then she it's like a kind of like a. I don't think anything bothers her. Like, I don't think you can offend her.
I think that she's agreeing with me. That's her way of showing me that she agrees. She was high-fiving you. She really wanted to high-five me, but she had to high-five you.
Yes, as aliens, we will defeat the aliens by uploading some AOLs from the 1990s on their hard drive. Yes, that'll buy some time. Yes.
So, all right, brother, I got to do what I got to do.
All right, man, you got to do me and John, having fun here.
You
know he was the walrus,
He was.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
All right, bud. I'll see you next week.
And thanks for everyone saying prayers for me. I appreciate it. So.
Oh, he's gone. Just like that, he was gone like a flash. So I've got 8 minutes left. I have time for one last guest. If you are sitting on the fence thinking about it, one last guest. Otherwise, again, the Discord link is below. So if you go to Discord, sign up, it's free, and then you can get the link. Copy the link now because I'll probably be deleting it later. So get that link if you want to go to Discord. Second of all, I have my new NDE channel, JeffMara NDE Clips. If you haven't and you want to watch short clips of NDEs, then go there and subscribe and check them out. Also, if you haven't been with me, since the beginning or since a long time ago, you might enjoy going back there and seeing NDEs that you probably haven't seen. And this way you can watch them quickly because they're only like 5 to 15 minutes long. It's just their NDE and that's it. And if you really like it, there's a link in the description to go watch the entire one. So if you want to binge watch NDEs, those videos are there for you. And otherwise, again, I have an NDE guest that I'll be posting tomorrow. Tomorrow's is a woman that had an NDE. I think she drowned. I think that's how she had it, drowned in a swimming pool or something. So that's tomorrow's. The next day is Betsy Chassis from What the Bleep Do We Know? And then the day after that, I'll be posting another NDE of a man that had a massive heart attack and survived. A Widowmaker, which I believe only 5% survive. And I think you really enjoy that one. And then the day after that, I should have another NDE that I'm recording on Monday. So it's going to be a pretty busy week. And let's see here. And then the day after that, I have another NDE. So lots of NDEs coming up. And actually the one that I'm recording tomorrow is of a man that he's around 85-ish. And he told me he had his NDE when he was right before he graduated high school. So that was either 17 or 18 years old. So imagining, living over 50 years, thinking about when you're going back. It's kind of amazing. And we got 5 minutes left. So I've got that in. I got my stuff in. I was giving you guys articles that I gave you earlier. I can give you that articles in case someone else pops in for you guys. And if you want to check out the articles, I've put them on the JeffMara podcast page on Facebook. I have a JeffMara podcast. You can go, you can go like it or whatever. And also I'm just on Facebook as you're welcome to friend me on Facebook. You get up to 5,000 people. So I still have space there if you want to friend me on Facebook, but it's of my real last name is Reynolds. I mean, my only last name, Reynolds. Mara is my wife. Mara is not my last name. I still see it in the comments. People get confused. So, that's what I'm letting you know here, that, you guys are get to know the secret. Someone asked me, did I ever do a second interview with Mary Helen Hensley? I have not. Let's see. Any other questions here? Looking forward to up NDEs. Thank you, Christine. Anything else? If you got a minute here, a couple minutes before I sign off, if you want to shoot me a question real quick. Otherwise, I was going to get to that. Oh, my wife is pointing me out. Mara, my guess for the object on the desk. I have two guesses. It's round like a globe, or number 2, it has a picture of a round thing. All right, I'm going to save that for next week. It's going to be sitting on my desk here for the entire week. I don't want to give it away yet. I can't even tell you if you're hot or cold on that because I'm not going to give it away. So if you want to even practice remote viewing, it's going to be here on my desk. It'll be here even next week, and I'll start it again. Before we start, there's something here on my desk. You can remote view it. I probably have some videos here or there. I know Michelle Freed and that's one of my guests. We talked about remote viewing. If you search Michelle Freed, I've had in my opinion, the most famous remote viewer of them all on, Major Ed Dames. And so I talked to him about that. And you may be able to find it on YouTube, how to remote view. I've actually never checked, but that might be there. Let's see. So I'm not saying what it is. I know people are already guessing, but I got to leave it there. I cannot say. But I'm liking that you guys are already guessing. So let's see this. At JeffMara Podcast. I had it up earlier. I was going to try to tell about those stories I had there. I don't know why I lost that. I have to go back to Facebook and find that real quick. Where is my Facebook? And I can tell you about the other 2 stories that you may want to check out for yourself. I told you about the seagulls. Are seagulls actually aliens? You might want to check out that. Where are my posts? That's strange. Oh, here's another one that's interesting, an article you may want to check out. Anthropologist argues that ancient hobbits may still roam Indonesia. So there's your Lord of the Rings kind of thing. And then one more, there is a UFO captured on a police car's dash camera. I think that's in the Northern Territory of Australia. So you can watch that and see the UFO possibly flying by if you think that's a UFO. So those are 3 articles you may want to check out on the page. They're there for you. And I hope you will enjoy them. And let me go back to you guys as I was searching for that. There we are. And there was no other questions, I think, seeing here. So that's it, everybody. I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me this Saturday. I hope to see you back next Saturday. Have a great week, and I love you all.